Yes, I have wine in a mason jar with ice and a straw. I have found this is the most enjoyable way for me to enjoy wine. Enjoyable way for me to enjoy wine. Do not knock it until you try it. I know it's not the most conventional way to consume wine. Hear me out.
It's cold.
Ice cold. Has a straw and looks cute. Couldn't get better than that. We are in my bedroom, which you guys have not seen, I'm realizing. How cute is this? Come on, it's okay. You can tell me how cute it is in the comments. About an hour ago, I was in my bathroom. I was blow drying my hair after taking a nice warm shower. I was watching one of Ava Jewel's videos where essentially she just did a Q&A, but it was late at night and she had a beverage of the alcoholic family. And she just sat down and answered a bunch of the questions that people had asked her. And I said, you know what? I have been struggling recently to film videos. I don't know why. I don't think I'm depressed. I don't think that my anxiety is necessarily bad. I think for the first time in my life, I'm sitting here like, what do I do?
What am I supposed to do?
If you guys could see all of the half-started videos that I have, something is going on in here. We don't know what it is. I'm gonna make all of those videos into coherent videos for you guys to watch, but I feel like maybe a good step out of the rut is to just sit down and talk to you guys and get on the same page. I asked you guys on my Instagram for questions like a day or two ago. I've never been one for intros. I don't know how to make them. My biggest issue right now is I don't have anything to say. I'll turn on the camera and I'm like, okay, I am not the same person I was in 2021. Let me tell you that. I thought I had grown and evolved and changed at the end of last year. Holy freaking moly. At the end of 2021, I prayed. I said, God, mold me into the person that I need to be. Put me where I need to be in order for 2022. That's a lot of twos. In order for 2022 to set me up to move forward in my life in the best way possible. Holy moly, has this year been full of change. I don't think one single thing this year has gone how I expected it to. I am still functioning though, and I am feeling great. There are some things happening, which I'm sure we'll talk about in this video. Let's get into the questions because that's what you're here for. You're here for the juicy juice questions. I actually don't know if these are juicy, but I'm gonna answer them anyway. I feel like this has to be the first question. How are you settling into the new place? I don't wanna speak too soon. I don't wanna get ahead of myself. I think this place is my favorite. I think my chair just broke. My face might get red in this video, by the way, because I'm allergic to alcohol. I'll do anything for you. Taking one for the team. I'm more honest when I have a little bit of wine. I'm also more emotional when I have wine. Without speaking too soon, because I've only lived here for about 2 months, a little less than that, I think this is my favorite house that I've ever lived in. This place feels like it has the potential to be a home. I never felt at home in Florida. I probably could have if I had a different apartment or a different house. I got that apartment because I thought I wanted floor to ceiling windows so bad. Like, that is all I cared about. Floor to ceiling windows, needed it, had to have it. Was beautiful, but didn't feel like home. 2021 was pretty much just a year for me to find out that I needed to get my shit together, and it was my first attempts at doing so. I feel like I have a much better shot here. It's the second place I've moved, so when I moved to Florida, it was the first time I ever left Wisconsin. I was honestly scared shitless, and I had no idea what to do. I had never met new people, never had to make new friends, never had to learn new streets. I lived in the same county my whole life. So in that sense, this is my second time doing it, so I feel like I'm doing things better this time around. That might play a part into why this house really feels homey, but I also feel like I'm just being more intentional. When I moved to Florida, I pretty much just filled it up with as much random shit as I could find. It was never really decorated. If you walked in there, you wouldn't know who lived there. I always knew I was just gonna be there for a year, and so in my mind, I didn't want to make it a home because it wasn't gonna be my forever home. And then I realized I love moving to new places and new cities. I gotta learn to make my house a home while I do live there. In that sense, I feel like I'm settling into this house better than any other house I've lived in. Even my ones in Wisconsin never really felt right. I don't know how to explain it, but I like it here. I like it here a lot. I think there's a lot of potential in this city, and that is exciting. Obviously, I just got here, so I really don't know much about the city yet. I think I've explored more in the past 2 months than I ever did in St. Pete. I've gone to multiple regular parks. I've gone to so many dog parks. I go to all the farmers markets. I go thrifting. There's so much good food here, which is a problem if you have an eating disorder. There's a science museum here that I've gone to. There's just a lot. There's a lot to do. I do miss the beach though. The beach was nice. What are your tips for when insecurities hit? Had a long week of insecurities and it's hard. I think one of the reasons I've had a hard time filming recently is because I have gained weight back. In the first couple months of this year, I lost like 20 pounds. Not in a healthy way. I was so sad, so depressed, so scared. I had stuff going on with Snickers and then some stuff in my personal life. It was really bad. Right before I moved from Florida, it was just not good. It was a very dark time. I was not taking care of myself. I moved here and things kind of started to slow down, and then I started eating all of the food. All of the food. That resulted in me gaining all of that weight back. I just don't feel the greatest about myself. I don't like the way I look on camera. I don't like the way I look in my clothes. I was just making excuses for door dashing all the time. There's so much new food to try. All of these excuses as to why I was eating out and eating bad. The past 2 weeks I've been cooking most of my meals here at home. Pat on the back. I signed up for a gym. I've been using Copilot. Me and Duncan go on hot girl walks. I'm getting back into my good healthy routine, and I've been trying really hard to get back into it. Honestly, just making a lot of excuses for myself. That resulting in me not feeling so great. I've been really aware of my insecurities recently. It's so sad how much they hold you back, because most of you guys watching don't care if I look a little fluffier. You want to hang out with me the same way that I want to hang out with you. For me, what I have found works the best is recognizing what's going on, so saying, hey, you're not doing this because of this insecurity. You don't have to hold yourself back because of your insecurities, and then switching that mindset to then not let myself hold myself back, which sounds stupid. The fact that you're aware that you're insecure about something and you're making a conscious effort to push yourself into that uncomfortable zone to still do the things that you love is already such a sign of how strong you are. Obviously, it's way easier said than done. Finding little ways to just push yourself even slightly out of your comfort zone every single day is so important. For me, it's gonna be filming, even though I don't think I look very good. I haven't been posting Instagram pictures really because I just don't like the way my body looks, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I know that a lot of that is in my own head. I'm not any less beautiful because I'm 10, 15 pounds heavier. Whatever your insecurity is, it does not make you less beautiful. I promise you, you are worthy, you are wonderful, and the world is a better place because you are here. Make a conscious effort to not let it hold you back. We need some sips. Or chugs. Throwback. Who remembers when I used to do drunk makeup tutorials? Those were the days. I really like this question because I have a specific answer for it. What is a lifestyle you think is like so cool and you would love but would never do it? I'm gonna say I would never do this because I simply would not know how to do it, and it would be just too terrifying for me, I think. Sailing around the world. Just, oh my god. Who knew that wine made you burp so much? There's this YouTube channel that I'm absolutely obsessed with. The channel is called Sailing the Vagabond, and it is this family that just sails around the world. They've been doing it for years. They have 2 kids now. They have the most beautiful catamaran, and they are building like a trimaran, and it is just, oh, I love them. Elena and Riley. I would do anything to get on that boat just for a week. Have them cook me a fish. I hate fish, but I want you to cook me one. I want to bounce on your trampoline. I want to heist a sail. I'll even take night shift. I just want to be on your boat. I'll go spear some fish for you. I don't know how, but I will read a book before I show up and I'll get it done. If any of you guys know them, tell them I want to get on their boat. While I'm talking about YouTubers, I feel like people always ask me who I watch on YouTube. I watch the most random people most of the time. There's this one girl who I've watched for about a year. Her name is Jordan Bouth. If she ever sees this, I'm so sorry. I just butchered the shit out of that. She's a professional figure skater on a cruise ship. How cool is that? Why aren't we all professional figure skaters on cruise ships? I love watching her videos. She shows what it's like to work on a cruise ship. She'll show her skating, which is just... All of the workers have finally been able to get off of the boat on these ports, and she just signed on to a new cruise ship that's going through like Norway and Denmark and Spain, and just, oh, I'm so jealous of her. I love her videos. Absolutely obsessed. Who else do I watch? Let's just look at my history. Oh my gosh, I can't not talk about it. Jess and Gabriel Conti. I'm gonna sound psychotic. They moved to Nashville. They were just in Florida too, and they moved to Nashville. I swear I'm not creepy. I just am a young 23-year-old girl who is in desperate need of friends. I will be your nanny. I have 2 nephews. I'm qualified. I wouldn't have been qualified 3 years ago, but I'm qualified now. I'll even take a CPR class for you.
Not that you would ever need it, because I'm a really good babysitter.
Just in case, you know? Even the chance that I could run into them makes me so happy. I'm a fangirl at heart. It's really weird to think that some of you guys may look at me and feel the way that I feel about YouTubers that I watch or that I grew up watching. I'm just like, like you. I'm a die-hard YouTube viewer. I grew up watching YouTube and Hannah Montana and iCarly and just Disney Channel in general. Nobody around me watched YouTube. I did. I'm an OG. When I have showed up to Playlist Live in the past, surrounded by creators, you're supposed to just act cool. I'm just one of them. No. I'm asking for pictures. I am telling them how much I love them. I am freaking out. You're told to hold it in and act cool because they're gonna think you're weird. Think I'm weird. I love you, I don't care. All of that to say, Jess and Gabe, if you need a babysitter, I would like to fill out an application. Or a new assistant. I know you're looking for one. This question might be a little dark, but someone said, what will you do with Snickers once her time is over? My cat is a senior and I can't imagine burying her at my apartment. I don't know how to say this without it just sounding bad. Like, I promise you I mean this with so much love.
You can't bury your cat at your apartment.
If your apartment building walked outside to see you digging a hole in the front yard of the apartment complex and putting your cat in it, I think that might be illegal. But I could be wrong. I also thought it was required to have smoke detectors in your house. Guess how many smoke detectors my house has? 0. I plan on cremating her. I'm gonna get a really cute urn and put her in it. And some people think that's weird. I don't know. That's what I'm gonna do with her. I've had her since I was 5. She's coming with me. I'm also thinking about getting some of her ashes made into jewelry. She's downstairs. She can't hear me talk about it. Since we're on the topic, I have shared her journey with kidney failure for the past year almost now. I've had a lot of time to cry about it. I'll probably cry about it tomorrow because I usually cry every day about it. The past couple weeks have just been a steady decline. I do a lot of at-home care for her. In fact, I think in one of my last couple videos, I showed you guys the stuff that I do for her at night. And I also mentioned that she wasn't doing too hot. She's been to the vet twice since that video. I have come to the conclusion that I am not going to be hospitalizing her anymore. Her body is old. Her body is frail. I think her body has finally caught up. I don't have the emotion to cry right now, or I would cry. So just be lucky. It's late and I'm really tired. I assume that's a really big part of why it's been so hard to film recently, just because I can't really think about much else and I just spend most of my time cuddling her. Choosing to not hospitalize her was also a really hard decision because I've been feeling this overwhelming guilt. I took her to the emergency vet a week ago. The vet had the most beautiful Australian accent and she made everything sound like butter. There's no one else I would have wanted to get the worst news from. I took her in just because something seemed off. They ran some tests and essentially just told me what I knew. The disease was progressing. The vet was unaware that I was already giving her fluids, phosphorus binders, a renal jelly that helps support it, that she was on a renal diet. And so she started listing off all of these things that we could do to help her feel better. And I'm like, well, I'm already doing those things every single day. And that's when she got concerned. She was super dehydrated and I give her fluids through an IV bag under her skin every single day. It used to be every other day, but it got upped to every day about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Her phosphorus levels were super high even though she was getting phosphorus binders twice a day. It sounded like she had a heart murmur. She was still eating and still lively and walking around. It was just very clear that her body was on the decline. The vet pretty much told me that anything I do is just going to be borrowing a tiny bit more time. The second she's not on that hospital care anymore, the decline's gonna start happening right away. Versus when she was sick in January, I hospitalized her and we're in June now. So that bought her 6 months of life. That just wouldn't be the case this time. When it's just keeping her around for my benefit, she's tired, she's old. I don't know what I'm gonna do when she's gone because I don't remember life without her. I've just been soaking in the time I have and watching her very closely. The vet said it probably won't be too long before her quality of life isn't good. They did say she's fine for now and just to make sure I'm paying attention. And when that time comes, I will have to do the unspeakable, but it'll be what's best for her. I just keep telling myself that there'll be a day where she doesn't have to get a needle stuck in her back every day and she'll get all the treats she wants in heaven. I just hope that. Ugh. Being the person that has to poke her in the back every day and has to put medicines in her mouth every day, I just hope that she knows that it's because I love her and I want her to feel better and not because I'm just the mean girl who pokes her. I'm gonna stop talking about it because I'm just gonna get sad. More wine. What is your favorite book you have read in the last 6 months? Hands down, Atomic Habits. It's not the most fun book to read, okay? It is a self-help book. If you read that book and you listen to what it says, you actually ingest what it's saying, take notes, highlight stuff, reread it, it will change your life. I gasped so many times reading that book. It's a therapist within a book. Just trust me, you have to read it. Any new hobbies lately? Yes. I bought a guitar guitar, and I have started to play it. I figured I'm in Nashville, what better time to learn how to play guitar? I actually knew how to play guitar a little while ago, a little while being like years ago, and then I started getting acrylic nails, and I couldn't play anymore. I completely forgot how to play. Shocker, I don't have nails on because I have not found a good nail tech here. I'm sure they're out there, but honestly, my nails probably deserved a break anyway, and they're looking pretty good. Look how much healthier they're getting. So I play guitar now. I love to paint. I bought a bunch of paint stuff and canvases. I paint things. What else do I do for fun? I don't think thrift flipping counts yet because I've only done it once, but I do enjoy going to the thrift store. I don't know if that's a hobby. It could be though. It really could. How do you deal with your anxiety? I always get so flustered and I will panic. I told my mom this the other day. This is pretty much only my advice for if you're having like an anxiety attack or a panic attack. Even if I'm over worrying about something or I'm fixating on something and it's controlling my mind and my thoughts, wherever I am, I just sit there and I say, okay, what are 5 things I can see right now? What are 5 things I can hear right now? What are 5 things I could touch right now? Like, what are 5 feelings I could feel? Like the feeling of the blanket or my toes on the ground. What are 5 things I can smell right now? And what are 5 things I could taste right now? Or just think about what it would taste like to lick 5 things around you. It's not gonna fix your problems, but it just grounds you and gets your mind back into a state where it's like, okay, what's actually going on? Am I overthinking something? It just gets you in a good mindset to then assess whatever it is that's giving you anxiety. That's what I've been doing recently. Has your parosmia gotten any better? No, it has not. In fact, it's gotten worse. Off the top of my head, these are the things that I can't eat anymore. Eggs, big chunks of like red meat, certain cheese flavors. I can't have Doritos. Popcorn pretty much is a no-go. Any type of gummy candy, like sour gummy worms, gummy bears, that's a no-go. Any diet sodas I can't have, including Diet Coke. Honestly, sugar in general, anything that's got like cinnamon sugar on it sometimes tastes bad. Then sometimes it doesn't make any sense. Sweeteners tend to taste bad. Onions are so bad. They're really bad. I'm sure there's a million other things that I can't eat anymore that I just can't think of. Oh, mint. Anything mint, like toothpaste, gum. Although I can have spearmint, which doesn't make sense. Those are the things that I can think of off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's more. How do you handle the people in your life that don't understand that depression is a real thing? I don't know that I have anyone in my life that doesn't understand depression to a certain degree. I think all you can do is try and educate the people on it. I know it can be really hard to explain to people why it's hard to take a shower sometimes or why it's hard to get out of bed. Most of the time people will just immediately classify you as lazy. If you're taking your time to educate them and explain to them, I know what you think it is, but that's not the case, it's actually this. And those people don't care to listen or to actually hear about what you're going through, you probably shouldn't have them in your life. Those are not the people you need to surround yourself with. It makes them ignorant. The people in your life should be lifting you up and making you feel better and helping you get out of that episode, not keeping you in it and making you feel worse about yourself. So just be mindful of the people that you keep around you. They should be helping, not hurting. Are you going back to college? This idea intrigues me. I would like to say yes, that it would be nice to have a degree in something. I just don't know what I would get a degree in. There's probably a list of about 10 things that I could see myself doing that would be fun. The newest one is a lawyer. That trial was insane. Maybe. That's the best answer I can give you. I'm not totally against the idea of going back to school. I'm also not going to enroll tomorrow. Do dinosaurs still exist? I'm sure there are creatures in the ocean that we have absolutely no idea that they're still down there and they've been around for a lot longer than we have. I'm gonna say yes. I think they do. Is your mental health better since you've moved? Use your brain, even though there is wine sloshing around. Is your mental health better? Yes and no, which I get is a very unhelpful answer, so let me try to explain. I think the things that I'm dealing with now are different than the things that I was dealing with when I moved. Before I moved, I was sad all day, every day. I cried 99% of the time. I felt sick to my stomach. I didn't eat. I was going through so much. Then I moved, and now it's just that unknown, okay, time to pick ourselves up and build a life. I don't cry every day, but I still have that sense of what am I supposed to be doing? What is next? Why am I in Nashville? Like, why did I end up here? What is my purpose here? What am I going to do here? What commotion are we stirring up? I'm gonna say yes. I feel better because I feel like the potential here is greater than the potential last year. And I don't think it has anything to do with where I lived. I think it just has everything to do with where I'm at in life. I'm not gonna be perfect. I'm not gonna snap my fingers and have my problems go away. This is the first season of life where I've been mature enough to deal with it. The little things like making this house a home, making friends. Secret, I have a secret. Samantha is moving in with me. How exciting is that? I'm not gonna be alone. Just have a girlfriend around a few days a week. She won't be living here full time yet. About 4 or so days a week she's gonna be here though, and that's just gonna give me time to have human interaction. That in itself is so much growth because I went into 2022 knowing that I wanted to meet people and make friends. When I went to Disney with Samantha, I had no idea we were gonna end up being this close. Actually, one of the other questions someone asked was, can YouTubers be friends with subscribers and feel safe about it in real life? I think there are cases where I would say no, but also so many cases where I would say yes. I think it just depends on the people. Obviously, not every single person is gonna mesh with every single person. You can't be best friends with everybody. Samantha was a viewer before I met her. When me and Andrew were on Omegle back in January of 2021, we came across her and she was so sweet. I followed her on Instagram. We would message each other back and forth every now and then because she also lived in Florida at the time. And then in January, we just decided, you know what? We were both about to move. Why not go to Disney World? One last hurrah. That's all we need. And we went to Disney World. We instantly clicked and we have been best friends ever since. So she's moving in with me and I'm gonna have a girlfriend, and I think that just shows that I'm moving in the right direction. That was so far out of my comfort zone. I was so anxious. I have such bad social anxiety, but I knew that if I wanted these friendships and these relationships that people build when they go to college with their coworkers, I was gonna have to put myself out there because being a YouTuber, it is so isolating, especially when you live in random states and not in LA. It's just me and you guys on a camera, so I don't get a lot of human interaction most of the time. And I knew if I wanted that, I was gonna have to suck it up and go find it. And I did. Pat on the back. I think you can be friends with subscribers in real life. I think for a while I was afraid to be friends with you guys, not because I don't love you. You never know someone's intentions, why they want to be friends with you. I think it's hard for people that view people online because I've been on the other side of this. It's hard to realize that the people you're watching are just people. When you're watching this video, I am probably laying in my bed with a bag of pretzels. Sometimes people are creepy. I've had some creepers in my career. Sometimes people will only ever see you as that creator on the screen. And while I don't think I'm much different off camera than I am on camera, I do just want to be treated like a person. And I definitely have had instances where everything's about filming, or you notice people are catering to you a little bit too much, which might sound like a weird thing to complain about. I don't want to be treated differently just because I have more followers than you on social media. Like, I just want to be your friend. I think that's why I was afraid of making friends for so long. Like, you never know if someone's gonna use you. I just want you to be friends with me because of who I am, not because of who I am online. But I feel like if your intentions are good people are gonna find you. And that's exactly what happened. Do I plan on moving again? Yes, I think so. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon because I've only been here for 2 months. I could absolutely fall in love with this city and never leave. I think it would be really fun to just keep exploring new cities, potentially. Who knows where I'm gonna be in a year. Last year this time, I did not think I was gonna be here. Let me just make that clear. There's so much potential. Someone else had asked, would you ever move to New York? 100% I would move to New York. New York is expensive, so I would have to figure that out. If I'm not completely sold on Nashville, and even then, I could always come back to Nashville. I could always go back to Florida. I just wanna see places. I would definitely consider New York as my next move. Sam takes on the Big Apple, and so would Samantha, like Samantha Joe. By the way, the girl that's moving in with me, her name is Samantha Joe. It would be Samantha Joe Square takes on the Big Apple. We were meant to be best friends. I think that's all I'm gonna answer because I've been talking for such a long time. We're gonna drink this. I'm gonna sleep like a baby. I haven't had wine in like a really long time. I feel a little bit better about talking and a little bit better about filming. I'm kind of rusty because I really haven't truly filmed a good video in probably like a month. I don't want to just seem like I'm sappy and complaining all the time, so I haven't been really filming or talking about stuff. There's always room for improvement, and we're trying to be 1% better every single day. And we're entering healthy, happy, hot girl summer. We're about to rock this shit. I bought a 10-foot inflatable pool yesterday, or the day before. I'm gonna put it on my driveway, and I'm gonna sit in it once I get a hose. And we're gonna have a hot girl summer. Thank you for listening to me and letting me talk, giving me a platform to get things off my chest. I wouldn't have anything without you, and I will probably remind you of that in every single vlog. I love you guys, and I will see you guys really soon. This is what I was wearing. I'm going to bed now.